provisions of U.S. copyright law, Title 17 U.S. Code Section 107. It is intended for educational, commentary, and research purposes. All rights belong to their respective owners. No copyright infringement is intended.
Hello, hello, hello. It is I, Akashi Chris, on a Sunday again. How are you guys doing? I'm just going to sit here and just watch you guys. How are you guys doing? So good to see you. Welcome to Mindfort and Cosmic Carousel. As you can see, today I am alone. Well, not really alone because I have somebody backstage, but the person that's usually here with me, my sis Sati / Marley, she's not feeling very good. So we are going to make sure on chat today that we put a lot of love. So we're going to put a lot of love out there and send everybody everybody's just send Sati some positive thoughts and some love and healing vibes so she can come back soon and come hang out with us online because we have so much to talk about. Is the audio okay, everybody? I see some lovely hearts and lots of healing vibes. That's perfect, Hellfire. That is absolutely perfect. And I'm going to bring up my co-host for the day, who's going to be hanging out with me. And there's Marcel too. And here we go. And then I'm going to say hi to chat, and we're going to kind of talk about what's going to happen today because we got a lot of cool stuff. So with let me see. Hold on, I want to make sure I do this right. I'm taking my time today. I'm taking my time. That's that song, like I'm stuck with these butt files. Mwah! Butt files is in the house. So let me go ahead, without further ado, bring up Benny. Benny! Everybody say hi to Benny.
Hey.
Say hi to Benny. Benny's here. And groupies, everybody chill. Chill. Wow. There we go. Yes, chill out. Chill out back there because we got Benny. And we have disaster movies of the 80s. And we got a lovely chat and potentially some other guests that might come up. Oh my God, Tuber Chat's in the house too. Let me go ahead and start saying some hellos because I don't want people to feel lonely. Of course, we have Sati, Cosmic Carousel, and we are multi-streaming. It was supposed to be both of our shows. So I'm just holding the fort for the girls, me and Benny. Mr. Hellfire, you guys, I need to make sure. Hold on. I want to share. Thank you so much, Tuber Chat. We're looking forward to a really good time today. Hold on. I want to share Mr. Hellfire's channel. Make sure. Da, 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 da. You get to hear me sing today. Benny, say hi to people while I do this.
Oh, yeah.
Everybody say hi to Benny. Benny, what are you doing today? How are you?
I'm fine.
I've
just been some working really, mainly. But I have been
working too hard.
I've been out with a drone now.
Yes, and that is one thing that we're going to take a look at later on today. We're going to be taking a look at some of, we're going to have our segment, Droning with Benny is back, and we'll be checking that out. Everybody check out Mr. Hellfire's channel here. Mr. Hellfire at Mr. Hellfire 1. There's gaming. He does like all cool music, man. He's doing some really seriously cool stuff. You have to check it out. So we're going to hopefully talk to him in a bit, but we're going to keep saying hi to people. We have Richard sending the healing. Thank you so much. And again, like I said, Sati needs healing, man. Let's send her some. Send some prayers, send some healing. And we also have lovely Marcel. Thank you for doing an audio check. Audio check, Marcel. And the Butt Files is in the house. I love the Butt Files. Really cool channel. Is always visiting. Have you ever seen the Butt Files? I'm going to have to share that one. Hold on. Butt Files is fun. Butt Files, where are you? Butt Files. There it is. Is that? Why are you not showing up, Bud Falls? There you are. There we go. The Bud Falls. I'm taking my time today. Sorry, you guys. And just do 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 do. Check out Bud Falls. And the other one that I saw in the house was Tuber Chat. And I'm sorry, you pipe in because you're just quiet. You're very quiet, Betty. Pipe in whenever you want. But
No,
Tuber Chat's a great channel where I've met so many
I
people.
was just
So
looking up for Tuber Chat actually just then.
Tuber Chat is great. It's like a community, and he presents like he's introduced me to so many people that we've done collabs, met so many different channels out there, and you like go outside of like I think Yoga with Goga. I met them there originally, as well. So it's just really cool to see you. His name is Kevin, and he shared us. Let me go ahead and call up Tuber Chat before we get going. Whoa, what is this? Tuber Chat, Tuber Chat. Here we go. And I want to share this channel before we get going. Here is Tuber Chat.
Oh,
Anybody wants to
giving out loads of
I'm sorry?
Hellfire is giving loads of different channels out.
Oh yeah, Hellfire got so many, dude. He got a lot of subs. He's doing really good. Creator Kevin is another good one. So oh yeah, he's just throwing all kinds. Yeah, we need to do another connection stream. We used to do these streams, so we just had different channels just coming and sharing, and we would just open the wrenches up for everybody to share their channels. And maybe we should do that soon again. So okay, so what are we gonna do today, you guys? Why disaster movies? I don't know if you saw. I like this background. Did you see my background? Isn't that cool? It's like this is like a picture of my childhood, man. Because my parents, I basically I had half sisters. Most of the time, I was an only child. My parents. Well, that's lovely.
Okay. What about disaster movies?
First, I have to breathe,
Why?
and I'm not into this side of adventure. Excuse me. I just like got choked up. One last. All right. Hopefully, I can keep it together. Just went the wrong pipe, man. Disaster movies. In the 80s, in 70s and 80s, my parents used to take me to all kinds of movies. Excuse me. Can you just speak for a second while I gather?
But I haven't really watched many 80s movies. I've seen some recent ones.
Yeah, you're
seem
young.
seem to be like conditioning us to the current scene. So have you seen the one that what's it called? Civil War. It's based on if there was a civil war in the US, is if it happened today.
Mm-hmm.
And then one that's about the cyber attack where there's boats and planes flying out of the sky and everything. It just seems like the same conditions and stuff that's happening now.
Exactly. And you see them. I started watching these from like the 60s. I'm obviously a lot older than you, I'm not gonna lie. So but 60s, 70s, and 80s, there was a trend. There was a trend that I believe it was more about, like you said, it's conditioning. It's the training ground. So that's what we're going to talk about. But it's like I saw these movies when I was really young. Like I saw some when I was 6, 7, and 8 in some of the disaster movies. I mean, they're pretty brutal. I mean, I saw I went to some movies I shouldn't have seen. A Man Called Horse, where a guy gets pulled, like the guy gets tied to like 4 horses. It's just horrible. But that's when they would take me out for popcorn, and then I gained weight. But that's a totally different show. It's like they take your child to the movies and take him out for a Twix every time there's a bad scene. That doesn't work when there's like so many bad scenes that you wind up picking out and having like a weight problem that lasts forever. But I digress. Either way, So one of the things that I started doing a lot of research. In our last show, we talked about dopamine, adrenaline, the social channels and what they're doing, like your social streams, getting on a diet of doomsday, limiting your doomsday scrolling, right? So then I started thinking, where did we really start this? And it goes all the way back to 60s, 70s, and 80s. I remember this because it's like we had the Cold War. We used to have drills for nuclear war, right? I mean, it's like my mother used to remember like the sirens going. And we're Puerto Rican. And I'm really proud to be Puerto Rican, by the way. Sorry. Bad Bunny, love Bad Bunny. But in Puerto Rico, they used to turn them, like they had them turn off all the lights in the island. Whenever those sirens went off, everybody knew that they had to turn all the lights off and make sure that they weren't visible. So hold on. Friend of the channel, another member of the Mindfork fam. Mindfork fam. So
a lot of it's about propaganda, though, in as well. Even with the old films, it's all about the propaganda. Especially, even you could probably date World War II.
So yeah, exactly. So we can just keep going back, but I thought a good starting point would be the 60s, 70s, and 80s, and see what they had to offer, and really look at. In the last show, we talked about how do you change things, right? The neuroplasticity, how, the brain recovers. There's many ways of steering the ship back and flipping the narrative of your brain. But you have to understand the problem, which is why we're here. So we're going to go through a little not a presentation. We're going to just guiding slides so you guys can see kind of the method to the madness. We're going to be looking at trailers. So I have video with all the trailers so you can see, because you probably don't know a lot of these, Ben. I'm so excited to show you these because I think I'm going back to 68, which is probably like way before you were born. You don't even study it. It's crazy. So we're going to do that. And then we're going to have our segment with Benny, and anybody that wants to join from the Mindful Family or people that are on chat, please feel free to let me know. And I'm going to drop the StreamYard link in a bit, and we can hang out, have a little panel. So, and then, and anybody that has the invite, feel free to join if you'd like. And we're just going to get going. Is that okay, Benny? You think we can do that? Okay. So, this is going to be so fun. Sati, I miss you, girl. Miss ya. Okay, so let's share some. So disaster movies. So here's a collection that we're going to be talking about later, because these are the ones that I've included, for this. So this is what I grew up with. Movies like Krakatoa, Java, Jaws, The Day After, Towering Inferno. Think about it, like the original Terminator, War Games, you name it. There's a flavor for you to be scared of anything and everything. So that's what we're going to focus on. So the last time we were here, we got to know the players in the mind game. We got to know some players in the mind game. We're going to meet some others today. So who did we meet last time? Just a reminder, we had dopamine. Dopamine was the slot machine, right? It triggers, triggers online. It's triggered by likes, hearts, retweets. It's like it reinforces behavior, gets you, oh my God, Tara, we're already, by the way, that's one thing I want to do. Put your favorite disaster movie, if you have one, on chat, and I'll pop it out. Towering Inferno was a great movie, right? Yep. We're going to be seeing clips of that. And you're going to see trends of how all those movies are actually, they remind me of The Love Boat, but like a horror version of The Love Boat. So anyway, so we got dopamine. Dopamine isn't pleasure, it's motivation. It says, do it again, do that again, do it again and again. Then we met adrenaline, who is the hook chemical. And breaking news banners, urgent, shocking, all that stuff just sparks your adrenaline. You're like, boom, you're just so hyper and ready to go. You stop asking, is this true? And start asking, what side am I on? You jump into the argument, right? Oh my God, yes. Just wait, Lulu. Sorry, I'm going from screen to screen. I remember that running down the stairs scene. Yeah, because they scared you about elevators too. Not only Towering Inferno scared you, made you afraid of heights, of the high rises, of fire, and elevators. It's like a trifecta. We'll talk about that. Day After, that was a really good one, Marcel. Totally good one. Okay, so next. And you met Professor Neuroplasticity. That was the brain's ability to change its structure. So this is why we need to understand the problem. If we understand the problem, we need to figure out how to mold that brain back into that healthy state, that state that, allows you to feel, but there's some guidance, some what you call it, some protection without just removing yourself from the equation, if that makes any sense. So those are the guys you met last time. Get ready. Meeting the new players in the game, Benny. So we got the twins, anticipation and expectation. Those are the twins. We're going to meet the twins and see how they play in the game. Disappointment, believe it or not, I'm actually liking disappointment after I learned what disappointment does for you. Never thought that there's a lot of value in a healthy level of disappointment. And then finally, that cortisol. Cortisol. Is that how you pronounce it? How do you spell it?
Yeah.
Do you say cortisol? Cortisol.
Can I just say something on the adrenaline?
Yes, please.
Adrenaline has some good things because it triggers your fight or flight modes.
Mm-hmm.
But it also can be triggered with fear, can't it? Extremely.
Yeah, it's almost like everything in moderation, right? Adrenaline you need adrenaline, it helps that response time, right? It's like, it just gets you going. But it has to be healthy, because it can't be that you're always sparked up by the wrong thing. It's like adrenaline just gone to a certain level just can be really, really unhealthy. And like always,
so we can
go ahead.
We can get it from different things, like we can have it from the fear side as well as the others. There's all sorts. So
the brain's about survival, right?
Yeah.
It's here to keep us. If you go back to the time hunters and gatherers, right? I mean, you had threats everywhere. We had, talking like bears, mammoths, whatever lived with man was, something that they had to fear. And so the brain was conditioned to keep them alive. So it has to learn how to face that fear. And I think that's where, in a modern world, disaster movies became kind of a training ground of fear, like almost like playing scenarios to see how modern society would deal with these things, I mean, we have a house. I have a house, not everybody does, but I have a house. I don't have to worry about like animals jumping in here. But back in the day, this is what kept us alive. What do you think?
It gives it. Yeah, it did it. I think we can go too far with it though. And
exactly.
If you want to go into the Epstein files on this, there's the adrenochrome, which is the compound
adrenaline from adrenochrome is based on adrenaline. And I know we don't want to talk about the E-files right now, but it goes back to the same thing. There's power in these things. That's my point.
Yeah.
Without blatantly saying it out there, adrenaline is important.
That's the thing I'm trying to say. Is there is a power to this, because the thing that makes you younger or something.
Exactly. It's like there's power, but that goes back. We'll have another show. This is the show that Sati wanted to have, is where we're going to talk about this stuff, because I want to save that for her, because she was really excited about talking about this stuff together. So you good moving on this one? Anything else on adrenaline? Okay. So then neuroplasticity, who's the greatest? That's the one that's going to save the day. The new players, or these guys we just talked about. And then let's talk about disaster movies, how they come into play. Disaster movies, I don't know why it's held for review. Why would Love You, Chris, XOXXO be held for review? That's silly. Love you too. Okay. Disaster movies taught us how catastrophe feels. Without going through catastrophe, disaster movies are like a training ground of what are we going to do? Modern media taught our nervous systems to expect it. So it's like, but it's expected continuously. A movie has a beginning, a middle, and an end. It has closure. And we'll talk about that when we go through each of these movies. But so in a continuous stream of disaster, what happens to our brain? And can we flip the script? And this is famously from one of the movies that we're going to be covering. Everybody recognizes this scene from Terminator, from one of the later Terminators who, that's like the fear of singularity. So from disaster movies to disaster news. So we got the threat narrative. So we're going to look back at disaster movies, and stop me if you have something, just interrupt me, Benny, because I love you interrupting me. So disaster movies, like I said, it had a place, but now disaster news is starting to stretch. There's no closure, and there's so much danger in that lack of closure, because it's like anticipation keeps changing itself and expectations keep being reset, and there's no baseline for the brain to say, I can trust something. That's the part that's really, the brain needs to trust, the brain's about prediction.
After every crisis we've had over the last, 10 years, what closure have we actually had publicly in any of it?
There's not closure, is there? We just kind of leave it hanging.
There is kind of some closure in some of it, if you look deep enough, and evidence of it, but you've got to look for it. It's not publicly known.
Yeah. But like you said, people have to look for that closure. And then they call you a conspiracy theorist because you're doing research to learn, to try to figure out the end game of, and trying to gain that closure. It's not fair because they, and whoever they is the powerful, are putting us in this position so we don't act. And that's where this whole thing is going to go. You'll see what happens when your brain is constantly peppered with no closure. And you start to lose trust, you start to feel less. But that's survival, right? Because the brain doesn't want to just keep feeling.
Fight or flight mode constantly. Basically.
Exactly.
Fight or flight mode. Yeah.
Fight or flight and that's all you can do. And you don't even, but you get to a point that you don't even care. So that's very scary. So a thread narrative, let's talk about that. A structured message that frames like events, people, forces as dangerous, unpredictable, harmful. It's like, and we see thread narratives all the time on the news. It's like, don't be scared of these type of people because this is what they believe. The left points to the right points to the left. So it engages the brain's survival circuitry. This is exactly what you were talking about. And there's, this is science to it. The amygdala detects the danger. The hypothalamus activates the stress response. Dopamine system heightens the attention and anticipation. Cortisol prepares the body for vigilance. It's all meant to work to keep us alive, but under the wrong conditions, it can turn, right?
It's a divide and control thing, divide and conquer. We cannot talk, we can't come together and discuss things. We're in the fight or flight mode. There's no discussing. We can't talk. We're all, it's a tribalism thing.
Yeah,
it's meant to keep us divided.
It's meant to keep us divided, and it's meant to keep people defending their point of view and their belief system because they want to hang on to it. Because guess what? You go out there and try to, the belief systems are collapsing. That's what the ontological shock is about. We were so scared about it being about UFOs, and right now it's about something completely different. It's like, it went down on a different topic that, everybody called a conspiracy.
That's the other thing, there's no negotiation in it, like, because the religion side of it, the Bible and all that, like, you could say that is UFO related with some of the stuff in there, just needs being interpreted differently.
Yeah,
and it all could link together, like, no. They won't go off that particular word. It's that or nothing. There's no room for that negotiation.
And that's where it turns into angels and demons. They can only be angels and demons, or it's not angels and demons at all. It's each side of the equation just has a different, it's so
Both
polarized.
angels,
It's a
both angels and
polarizing difference
yeah,
between the two
both
sides.
angels and demons can be described as a different life form. You can describe like paranormal, the shadow
Yeah.
figures as a different life form because they're not known for anything. We just don't know. It's just how.
Yeah,
But no one will look from the other side and try and think differently.
exactly.
Just set in our way.
and and the further, I mean, if you think about the pendulum effect, right, everything goes one way and then it flips to the other. It's the, I can't remember the law, but there is some universal law that carries polarity. So think about polarity, right? The further the left and the right go, positions and position, the worse the pendulum. Woo! And you're going for a ride like in that it's like that pirate ship in all the carnivals, but it's like the further the sides go, the worse the ride is going to be. And I don't know, it's a trip, but it's like baseline stuff that we don't think about, but it's happening on a daily. So this is where disaster movies, mass scale cinematic threat simulators. So here are these movies that are going to play these roles that are going to say, what if this happened? And then what you used to see in movies has now migrated to today's news. The news often functions as a real-time disaster simulator. So it's the same thing as the disaster movies, but in real time, different delivery and without closure. Beep, beep, beep. Can you say danger? Yes. Danger, Will Robinson. Or in Spanish, I used to watch Lost in Space dubbed because it had it in Spanish in Puerto Rico, and it was peligro, peligro, Will Robinson, peligro. That's what you would say because this is a dangerous situation, and you'll see how. Okay. Sorry, you got chickens running around in the backyard right now. Threat simulations and the brain. The brain's training ground. So threat simulation is the brain's ability to practice danger without being in real danger. So you can sign up for like testing this, right? It's like roller coasters make you feel like you're gonna fall, right? Or bungee cord, like the bungee jumping, or stuff like that takes you, it just drives your adrenaline. It takes you to that edge. But in this case, these movies were a way to test this on people, and people to test the theories, and with that, feel the excitement without actually feeling the real danger of going through these situations themselves. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So, and they allowed anticipation and expectation to spar safely. So it's like you were going for a ride, but you knew that it would be over and you would walk out. That's what you cannot do today. You can't get out of the theater. You can turn off the phone, but you can't get out of the theater. So, and think about it, people paid for these experiences. At mine, we used to go to the movies all the time. So you'd pay to feel scared. Do you like horror movies, Benny?
No.
You don't like horror?
No.
I used to like it. Now I realize what.
My ex used to like a lot of horror films and things. And
so what happened?
I'm not sort of into them.
Yeah, because you're really playing with fire, aren't you?
I think the one that with horror films, the one that I found worse probably was The Purge.
Which one?
Everything. The Purge. I think.
Oh, The Purge. That was crazy.
It's not that far-fetched. It could happen. It really isn't that far-fetched.
It isn't. Oh, I absolutely. Especially, okay, I thought about that when The Purge first came out. And I was like, yeah, that could happen. Yeah, that can't happen. Now I'm like, this could totally happen. That thing could totally happen. So, okay, so let's just move on. Now we're going to get to meet the dynamic duo of prediction. So these guys play in the prediction space. It's all about anticipation and expectation. So, but I have to play this. It's my favorite GIF of all time, just because this is so fun. I was going to do, I know Sati knows I was going to sing Anticipation. Um, Anticipation. Yes, but I couldn't download it because I actually get a copyright if I play it. But so
There's a live
Anticipation.
version. Apparently, if you
Huh?
play the live version, if you play a live version, it doesn't give you a copyright.
I should have done that. It gave me a block. Hold on. I'm trying to figure out where's my. That's. I just wanted to play that because it's my favorite Mad TV. Did you ever see that? You didn't watch Mad TV, did you? That was like a bad dating show where it's like people that couldn't get mates would like try to get mates. That was on Mad TV. Anyway, so lowered expectations. So let's meet the dynamic duo of prediction. Anticipation. Wait till you see what happens next. Anticipation plays in suspense. You know, she stalls, she teases, she builds drama. She thrives on the moment before the moment. Oh, we have friends. Hold on. Look, we got a special guest, Benny. You want to see?
Oh,
It's Mr. Hellfire. Oh my God, is Mr. Hellfire in Hellfire mode? Say hi.
Hey guys, what's up?
Oh my God, I love this. That's the best. How are you? Hold on, I'm going to put you on big screen. How are you, Mr. Hellfire? Would you like to say hi to the chat?
What's up, guys?
I love
Not much. Just chilling in my Arctic tundra of Michigan.
Michigan. Are you going live later, buddy? not today?
Probably not this week.
Not this week, but when you do, let's everybody go make sure you subscribe to Mr. Hellfire. If you haven't subscribed to me, subscribe to me, Mr. Hellfire, also, and Cosmic Carousel, and all the other channels that we've been sharing because they're awesome. So what do you think? Do you have any thoughts before we jump back on, Mr. Hellfire? Any favorite disaster movies?
I'd have to say Jurassic Park. Why? Because when I was like 8 years old, it scared the living piss out of me in the theater.
Right? I mean, that was pretty brutal, man. I hate the ones where they eat people like that, where it's like an animal just bites them in half. You know, there's so many like what's that piranha. That was a good one. Where people get thrown in, it's like the piranhas will
Or
nom nom nom.
Anaconda.
Anaconda. There we go. Hold on, I'm excited because I'm seeing Cindy. That's me being excited. Cindy, we miss you. Mwah. There we go. Have to show love. So, okay, we're going to jump back in. But Mr. Hellfire, I want you to also interrupt me because I want you to participate in this whole discussion. Because we're going to get to the movies here in a few. And for some of the movies, I actually ran scans for them. So we're going to see the reports that Professor Neuroplasticity came up with. So let me go ahead and add. Where are you? I know, right? It's pretty cool stuff. Hold on. Here we go. So, we left off at anticipation. She thrives in the moment before the moment, and then her twinsy expectation is like, I know what happens next. She always knows what happens next. She's like, I know it's coming. Mm-hmm. And she already knows how the story ends because she predicts. But that's where she goes wrong because she makes assumptions, and we know how bad assumptions are. But it controls your brain's prediction system, and that's really important because here's the problem. Mental assumptions and mental certainty can lead to disappointment, and we're going to talk about disappointment here in a few. So these two guys are going to play a big role on how those movies and the news are shaping our brains. Any questions before I move on to the next?
But can't it go the other way, where your expectations are what you get is more than what you expected?
Yeah, there we go. I mean, there's always the positive, you know, that it's like the expectations are a lot greater, and you know, everybody's happy. The brain learns that yes, it was right in that prediction. But the key is when it's wrong in that prediction. And that's when we get into trouble. And when it's wrong, not just once, but over and over and over. So, okay. So the next, the other one, introducing cortisol. She's a badass, isn't she? Cortisol is the body's threat management hormone. It is released when when your brain detects uncertainty, danger, or unpredictability. So think about the disaster movies and disaster news and what it's doing to those cortisol levels in your body. Its job is not to panic you. It's there to be helpful. It's there to keep you alert long enough to resolve the threat. That is where it's key, right? It's like that fight or flight, that cortisol is important. I love you, Sati. You're so sweet. I'm trying to get to chat here. Love you. Okay, so cortisol prepares the brain to pay attention, or pay attention, as Sati would say, monitor for change, conserve energy. It's like protection, right? It's like you just, you got to make sure you take care of yourself. Prioritize survival relevant information. It's a stabilizer. It's not an enemy. Okay. So, but it's important that we understand what these things are doing to our body. We worry about like working out and like eating low carbs or not, nobody cares about what you're exposing your brain to. Right, guys? Any thoughts before I move on?
No. I think if you've been on high doses of some of these medications,
you'll see what happens. Here, perfect segue. So let's look at what happens when you're running on cortisol all the time. It actually does. Oh my God, we got more friends. I'm so excited. It's Marcel. Marcel, hold on. I'm getting to you, Marcel. Hold on, Marcel. I will find you. It's like, does anybody know what movie that's from? Stay alive. I will find you. Marcel. Hold on. I forgot to do this. I forgot to do this. Marcel. Okay, we're here. Oh my God, Diane's in the chat. I'm so excited. We have so many friends. Diane Boss.
Hello, everyone.
There he is. Say hello.
Hanging out today.
I'm going to come back here. Marcel, say hello. Say hello to the peeps. Say hello to the people.
Good evening, everybody from Europe. Good to see you all.
Where are you at today? Where are you at?
I'm in my nerd cave.
Ooh, everybody has a nerd cave. It's like Batman. So we have Marcel from Europe, Hellfire from Michigan. Netherlands. There we go. You see, is it such a secret? Did you think I was going to send people to find you, Marcel? Oh, Marcel's such a sweetie. Are you there, buddy? Say hi. Marcel. I'm going to knock Marcel's head. Marcel. Okay, moving on. So back to the presentation. So what happens when you run on cortisol all the time? This is important because this is probably how they want us to feel, right? Brain and mental state, anxiety and hypervigilance. Your nervous system stays on edge, scanning for threats, even when nothing is wrong. Sound familiar? Brain fog. Cortisol interferes with memory and clear thinking. So this state of mind is going to make you not be as sharp. Did we lose Marcel? We lost Marcel. Yeah. Come back. What movie is that from? I'm just throwing movie lines all over the place. Come back, Jack. Come back.
That's because I dimed out where he was at.
Oh, because we said the country is not the street. It's not like we showed the map and put a dot on it.
I don't think he had a good signal though, but it sounds good.
He'll be back. He'll come back. Come back, Marcel, come back. Okay, so irritability and emotional numbness. That's really important that we learn, you guys. Emotional numbness. Mood regulation gets disrupted. You can't even deal with your mood because cortisol is making you cray-cray. You have trouble sleeping. It should drop at night, but the chronic stress keeps it elevated. And remember, when you pick up this piece of tech right here, you get blasted with bad news, scary news, updates, breaking news, and then the cortisol starts to go, and then you can't sleep. That's probably why I can't sleep, because I do wake up in the middle of the night, and my tendency is to pick this up. Any thoughts, brain? So, anybody feeling do you guys feel this sometimes? When you relate?
Yeah, you can get the anxiety from the adrenaline overdose. Too much.
Mr. Hellfire disappeared from the camera. Oh, there he is. It's like, boom, there he goes. And there he is. You're scaring me, man. Okay. So there is danger to exposing yourself. And Marcel's back. Let's see. Is he back? He is back. Back again. Guess who's back? I'm trying to find him. Hold on. Marcel?
Yes. Hello, Chrissy.
Yay, he's
Good to see
here.
you.
Good
Hello,
to
Ben.
see you.
Good to see you, buddy.
Thank
Good to
you.
see you.
I see my buddy, Mr. Hellfire. Good evening, everybody. Welcome. Good
What
to
are
see
you
you
up
all.
to today, friend?
Hey, buddy.
Sitting in my nerd cave. I had a carnival today. The parade was too cold to join, so I went there for one whole minute and then went back home.
Oh, that's too bad. Yeah, like a carnival outside. How
Yeah,
cold is
carnival
it?
outside. Over here it's -5 Celsius.
Okay, what's that in Fahrenheit? Somebody do the math real quick.
Ben will
How
do the
bad
math.
it? Benny,
I'm
Benny, do the math. -5 Celsius in Fahrenheit. Tell me how it feel. That's
changed
cold.
I've changed.
That's in the freezing, right?
We got 10 centimeters of snow the last 2 hours.
Well, that tells me something then. Wow. Yeah. Carnival's outside in the snow. I wouldn't like it. Especially if it was gusty.
No. It was gusty, it was cold, and I was there with
Mm-mm.
my grandchildren, so we decided to go home and have some fun at home.
Fun at home. Here we go. Diane, everybody say hi to Diane. Diane is in Forks. Diane comes from Forks, Washington. Team Edward, Team Jacob.
19.4 Fahrenheit it is.
Thanks,
You
Ben.
see, that's cold. That's cold. I wouldn't be outside, especially with the gust. I bet you the wind chill was a lot worse. Forks, Washington. Here we go. Yes. Okay. So let's keep going, and you guys tell me how you feel. Stop me if any of it like resonates where you want to chat a little bit more. Ooh, here's a teaser. Here's one I haven't introduced yet. Reaction. She's fiery and spicy. Expectation writes the game plan. Anticipation hears the footsteps first. Reaction throws the first punch. She don't wait. Reaction is going to take it. That's where fight or flight comes to play.
Okay.
So next time we're going to talk about reaction, because specific to social media and how that escalates, because that reaction, you got to figure out before you pop off. Make sure you know what game you're playing, because you don't know if you're even popping off at a bot. It could be a nothing account, and it could fire you up and get you to react. Thoughts on reaction? You guys been and we said
All the
Go
other
ahead.
things will make you make you think you're thinking less, so you react
exactly,
without
and
thinking, sort of thing.
you fall to instigation. There's lots of instigation out there going on. It is meant to keep you separate. It is meant to keep you divided. So it's doing exactly what it was supposed to do. So anyway, next episode, when Sati's back, we're going to talk more about reaction, and we're going to talk about reaction specific to current events, because we do have a lot of that going on, and it just gets, it gets escalated. So the game has changed. In disaster movies, you had what we call complete neural cycles. Expectation forms, threat occurs, disappointment or relief happens. It's very workflow related, right? Resolution arrives, the nervous system resets, done. It's a closed loop. You got in the movie, you ate a ton of Twix and gained a shit ton of weight, and this happened, but then you were done and you walked off and you felt like there was closure. Some movies actually don't have closure, and that introduces a whole different set of problems. Any thoughts? Why disaster movies for... Go ahead.
We're in the constant state of high with all the news things. There has been no closure on any of the news stories.
It's like and because there's no closure, there's a reset. Go ahead, Mr. Hellfire or Marcel. What do you have to say?
Good question. I'm not muted. Let's take, for example, Independence Day. It's an open end.
Mm-hmm.
Is that preparing us for the aliens coming?
I would think Independence Day is definitely one.
I think on the film wise, I think that could mean there could be a follow-on to it, though.
You know what I want to do? I want to do a scan on Disclosure Day's preview. I wonder if I can squeeze that in. I don't know if I can do it, but it'd be interesting to see what the scan says about just a preview for a movie. Disclosure Day, the one that's coming in the summer. Oh, hold on. There's an update from Diane. Diane says, it is 1:16 p.m. here in Forks, Washington. I'm still laying in bed with my dogs. It's a lazy Sunday. I'm totally with you. I'm off tomorrow. I'm so excited. I have to read it, and that was my Diane voice for today. Good to see you, Diane. Okay.
I can give you some real world events on the stuff that we've not had closure on yet. Recently. The drones in the US. The drone incursions in the US.
Yes, we need to talk about that too, because they shut down an airport, a city. Go ahead.
We kind of know what that was. The drone from last year. It was starting out with Palantir, testing something.
Was it?
COVID. Yeah,
you think it was Palantir?
That's what I've heard and seen. Yeah, COVID. It came out. It did come out of a lab. We do know that. And Wuhan was funded by the US, but COVID was man-made by a lab in North Carolina. That's why they won't tell you. The University of North Carolina is designed and tested in Wuhan. Is what I've been.
Ben's dropping some truth bombs.
Well, they haven't said it. I thought Trump would have even tried to get to the bottom of the COVID thing. Mm-hmm. But he won't if it was them that did it, will he? It's obvious.
Exactly. Hello, Rachel. Good to see you. Welcome to the show. So happy that you're here. I don't think I've seen you before. I'm so happy. Hi. Welcome to Mindfork and Cosmic Carousel. Okay, so let's just keep on because we're going to open it up to like all kinds of topics after we're done. And I'm halfway there. Why disaster movies were powerful but stabilizing. They activated cortisol strongly, but they deactivated it cleanly. So it's like it cleaned itself up. It didn't leave a mess in your head, and your brain learned the threat, right? Did I cover? Yeah, later on we're going to cover, when we get to disappointment, you're going to learn how the brain kind of corrects itself and at what points the brain kind of takes notice when things aren't what it expects. So your brain learned and learn recovery, both are essential. So it wasn't really that impactful. So Gen X remembers the movies that made us fear everything. So I am going to, if that's okay with you guys, are you guys ready for some videos?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
You guys ready to take a look back at my world in the back when? Hold on. This will be so fun. Let's see. Hold on. Let me start it over. That's it. Let me know if everything looks okay at chat. Okay, so that was Krakatoa, East of Java. Does anybody besides me remember that movie?
I don't.
Nope.
No, never seen the movie.
Silence. Okay. This is one of the first movies, the first disaster, what I consider disaster movies I ever saw myself. My mom loved the actors. So she was like, oh, we have to go see Krakatoa, East of Java. And dude, it was like a mixture of volcanoes, ash, destruction, disaster, all because a guy wanted to go get, it's usually selfish motives and financial motives that cause a problem. But here's when I ran that, let me take that off. I'm going to switch over real quick back to this. I actually ran a scan on that. Hard to keep up with all the awesome channels. I ran a scan on that movie, and I'm going to show you what neuroplasticity says. Diane Voss, Chris, hard to keep up with all the awesome channels. I try my best. That's how Diane sounds. In my world, that's Diane's voice. Okay, so let's look at the scan for
Chrissy,
crack. Yes, sir.
when you say scan, what exactly are you referring to?
Ooh,
Yes, but what's that?
very good point. Okay, so this is what I call a scan. It's a threat simulation report. So in the last show that I did, I was running different posts, like social posts, through what I was scanning them, right? So it's like I was working with ChatGPT, looking at particular like psychological triggers that posts would do to your brain, like whenever you got exposed to them. So all kinds of information, how it hurt, like how it hits you when you don't even tell the brain how to consume this. It consumes it on its own. So this is right here, a scan, a threat simulation report. And these are so cute. I was able to create these little playing cards. It's like a little deck of disasters. I was thinking about creating like a little file out of it in case you guys want to share. But it creates one for each in Krakatoa, East of Java. What type of threat? This is an existential natural catastrophe. Says making sense, Hellfire? No?
Yeah.
Did I answer your question?
Oh, yeah, perfectly. Thank you.
Okay, cool. And then each one does like a little traffic light rating. So this one gave it an orange. It has a healthy threat simulation with resolution. Very important, with resolution. That makes a big, huge difference. Anticipation is activated early, sustained. It's kind of slow. It's a slow movie. But then when it gets to disaster, it all goes to hell in a handbasket. The expectation is challenged repeatedly, becomes more adaptive. Disappointment corrects unrealistic assumptions. So we'll talk about disappointment in a little while, and then closure allows for a full nervous system reset. So it's meant to build resilience, believe it or not. So if your brain's saying, if this happens, this is what you need to do. Threats can develop slowly over time. So it's teaching you this was coming the whole time, but you didn't see it till like 45 minutes into the movie, like really happen. And humans don't control the outcomes. So that's a good, you don't control the volcano. You control going towards the volcano and trying to get something out of it when it's on fire, but you don't control it exploding. Environmental dangers can be real and unavoidable. Most importantly, this threat cycle ended. So it taught you like, okay, I walked out. You don't get that chronic anxiety because it was closure. It's like a close call, right? Does this make sense?
Yeah.
Because I'm going to switch back over. We're going back and forth. I take you back and forth. Back and forth.
Steve McQueen and Paul Newman race against time as one tiny spark becomes a night of blazing suspense. The towering inferno.
It's out of control. And it's coming your way.
Warner Brothers and 20th Century Fox present Irwin Allen's production of The Towering Inferno. Steve McQueen, Paul Newman,
Warner Brothers. and
William
Fox
Holden.
will never see that again.
Faye Dunaway, Fred Astaire, Susan Blakely, Richard Chamberlain, Jennifer Jones, O.J. Simpson, Robert Vaughn, and Robert Wagner. The Towering Inferno.
Those people are going to die up there if something's not done. I want you out of here.
So you can stop worrying about me. What about me down there worrying about you?
I'll never let you go anywhere without me again. I'll be back with the whole fire department.
The Towering Inferno.
Set me down on the scenic elevator.
Now, the producer of the Poseidon Adventure brings you more spectacle, more stars, more suspense than you've ever seen in one motion picture. Steve McQueen is the fire chief. Paul Newman is the architect. Step by step, floor by floor, this is a race against time to save hundreds of people trapped in a night of blazing suspense as the world's tallest building becomes the Towering Inferno. The Towering Inferno.
So that we paid money to be put through these, like,
Can I just say something on that one?
yes, please.
If you wanted a real version to that, the Grenfell Towers of London.
What is it?
The Grenfell Tower, London.
Oh, that's what you were saying in the chat, right? Hold on.
It was a tower that burned overnight with people in it.
Oh goodness.
It was a massive tower disaster in London.
But is that a real disaster? That really happened? Oh
massive.
Goodness.
Yeah.
You see, it's like
2017, 14th of June 2017.
Whoa, we're gonna have to look at that. What was it? You had it on chat. I just can't find it. I'm just blind. Put it on chat. Just make sure you put the title. That way we can go watch it at some point, because that's really interesting. So let's look at, so that was Towering Inferno. Let's look at the report for Towering Inferno. So threat simulation reports, very, very similar to the other one. These are actually kind of matching. So it's an internal system collapse. So in this case, they sped up. I think the story was that they sped up the building and shortchanged on security because, again, the selfish motives. You know, a guy just wants to get his tower up there quickly, and they don't care about security.
That's what happened in the other tower. Well, they cut back on the cladding on the front of it, and it burnt. Quickly.
Can you believe that
people that were stuck in the tower, they couldn't get
how many people died? I mean, not that I want to be morbid, but I mean, that's a big Grenfell. There we go. Grenfell Tower fire. Goodness. Did anybody see this movie, by the way? Anybody here seen this movie?
No, I didn't. No.
Anybody in the chat seen this movie? I think Lulu Bell did, and so
72 died in the fire. Apparently, 72.
That's so unnecessary. You know, if people just did what they're supposed to do, these things wouldn't happen. So, neural lessons installed by this movie. Trusted systems can fail. These are the lessons. Early warning signals matter. Adaptation improves survival. Threat cycles eventually end. So this was a way for the brain to rehearse being in a towering inferno. And I mean, how sick is this? I remember when I was a kid watching this movie, and I remember like rehearsing, like thinking if you were in an elevator that was falling, I think I even read about this, that if you jumped at the last minute, like if you were going down and right before it crashed, you jumped, somehow you would save yourself. Pretty sure that doesn't work. But I remember reading about that.
To lay down. Isn't it meant to lay down now? Lay down, is that the purge? You lay flat.
Lay down? Wouldn't you like go all the way up? I don't know. Thoughts, Hellfire, Marcel, ever thought about being trapped in a falling elevator?
No, I don't fear it either.
Good.
Because the safety on the elevators is great.
Mm-hmm.
quadruple safety. So no.
Back in the 80s they did, or 70s. Whenever this was back in the 70s, they wanted us to feel it. So so let's see what else. It strengthens adaptive realism, does not create chronic nervous system activation. Why? Because at the end there were some people saved, the fire was put out, people, we made it. Look who's here, look who is here. Gotta say hi too. Curious George is back. Hi buddy, good to see everybody. Say hi to George. Hi George. Okay.
Hello, George.
So that is Towering Inferno. Then, and I'm sorry, is this even fun? Are you guys having fun with this?
Yeah.
Does this make sense? Okay, it makes sense to me, but I want to make sure it makes sense to you guys. Okay.
Second guess.
What did you say?
I said, don't second guess yourself, Chrissy. You're doing
I'm
great.
not gonna. Just gonna keep going. And of course I just did. I just stopped my video. Hold on. There we go. Let's go to the next one.
A motion picture event. Earthquake in Sense-Around. Your most startling motion picture experience. Earthquake. You feel it as well as see it in Sense-Around. You will experience every sensation, feel every realistic effect of an actual earthquake. Starring Charlton Heston, Ava Gardner, George Kennedy, Lorne Greene, Genevieve Bujold, Richard Roundtree, plus the city of Los Angeles and its millions of people. Earthquake. You feel it as well as see it in Sense-Around. Rated PG.
Okay. By the way, I will give you a hint what Sense-Around was. Let me take this off.
That was going to be my
Sense-Around
question.
was literally turning up the bass. In your chair in the theater, because I saw this in the theater, I saw Earthquake. And it's like, it was Earthquake. There was another one. There was one about the war. That was the same thing. Sense-Around was, they would turn up the bass and the whole thing would actually feel like the whole theater was shaking. So, okay, we have some new friends. Bigfoot, Michigan, Rob is in the house.
What's up,
And
Robbie?
Robbie and Joe CPP fam is in the house. We're so happy
Joe
that
is
you
a
guys
buddy
are
of mine.
here.
See you, buddy.
Good. I didn't know Joe. Now I know
Rob's
Joe.
from my neck of the woods.
I know. Rob's on your side. You guys should get together.
He's up here freezing his
Mr.
hot dogs
Hellfire
off
is
with
in
me.
Michigan, Rob. Mr. Fire's in Michigan. Okay, so that was Earthquake. Let's talk about Earthquake. Earthquake is one of the first ones. And by the way, did you notice the trend? By the way, did you see that O.J. Simpson was in Towering Inferno? Was it Towering Inferno? Yeah. O.J. Simpson was in that one. Wait, Earthquake. Where's Earthquake? Here we go. Earthquake. I had them out of order here. Threat simulation for Earthquake. Earthquake got a red. Sudden existential environmental collapse. Neuroplasticity impact level extreme. Why? Because you have no control over an earthquake. And the rest of the movie, it was basically just everything that happens after an earthquake, from floods to destruction to, and of course the movie stars. I love how all these movies look like The Love Boat, but the horror version of The Love Boat, where it included like 20,000 stars. Even Fred Astaire wasn't one of these. So so the nervous system operates on a fundamental assumption. The ground beneath you is stable, right? That is an assumption that the brain can make. The ground beneath you is stable until you live in California and you start, experiencing earthquakes all the time. I don't experience the earthquakes in Oklahoma. The film destroys that assumption. When the earthquake strikes, expectation loses completely. The brain's most basic predictive models collapse. But at the same time, there is closure because it ended. So it shows you that, the earth eventually stops shaking and people recover. So that's a lesson there. Anybody fear of earthquakes? I'm not trying to like steer everybody into their deepest fears or anything, but just wondering. Earthquakes? Anybody got
Yeah.
earthquakes on their bingo card of deathly fears?
No.
No, nothing here. Mine
We
is
have
still
we've had
there.
one though. We've had one over here, but that's it.
You
It
did?
doesn't happen that often over
Yeah.
here.
Yeah, so one. I've only ever had one in my lifetime here. So
In Puerto Rico, they had tremors, not necessarily earthquakes, but we had a lot of tremors because stuff would move. And it's like, it was very, I remember being really scared because it was such an out of control thing. You don't know if it's going to get worse or it's just going to stop. So, okay. Let's go to the next one. Hold on, let me go. Let me just let this play. I rewound this. There we go. There we go. This one actually triggered an entire genre of funny movies about scary movies because Airplane got born out of this trend of the fear of planes.
Airport, the year's most widely read novel, becomes today's most exciting, most timely motion picture. Airport, big scale in every way, has the biggest all-star cast ever assembled for a single universal motion picture. Burt Lancaster, Dean Martin, Gene Seberg, Jacqueline Bisset, George Kennedy, Helen Hayes, Van Heflin, Maureen Stapleton, Barry Nelson, Lloyd Nolan, Donna Winter.
The pilot from your Flight 45 made a shortcut across the field, and he didn't make it.
Well, what are you doing about it?
Well, when the snow melts in April, we'll get it out. What the hell do you think I'm doing about it?
Outselling any novel of recent years, translated into 14 languages, Arthur Haley's Airport was written for the screen and directed by Academy Award winner George Seaton. It has 7 stories tied into one. Dean Martin is pilot Vernon Demarest, loved by stewardess Jacqueline Bisset, and by his wife, Barbara Hale.
You're sure?
Do you mean, am I sure I'm pregnant? Or am I sure you're the father?
Burt Lancaster is airport manager Mel Bakersfeld, at the crisis stage with his socialite wife, Donna Winter.
A week ago, I didn't know we'd have the worst storm in 6 years.
You've always got some damn excuse.
Gene Seberg is Tanya, his devoted assistant.
I'll miss you.
Will you? Enough not to let me go?
The First Lady of the American stage, Helen Hayes, plays the mind-boggling, huggable, perpetual stowaway, Ada Quonset.
Oh, my dear, I couldn't possibly afford a ticket.
Van Heflin gives a superb performance as the desperate Guerrero, matched by Maureen Stapleton as his wife.
Stop dreaming. Just hold on to the job.
I'll do it right this time. I won't mess it up.
And lusty, gutsy Petroni has to be Academy Award winner George Kennedy.
I'll have this mother out of here by midnight. Is there any chance that the plane would stand the explosion?
Now sit down and be quiet. Oh, you hurt me. You hurt me. Stop it. You're hysterical. Oh, help me. Please, help me. Help me.
No! Personal property, you've got no right to take it over. Here.
Stop! No! You stay where you are! Guerrero, listen to me. You'll kill yourself for nothing if you explode that bomb.
For crisis authenticity, Airport has no equal. For mounting tension, Airport has no equal.
Decompression making emergency descent.
For sheer fingernail-biting suspense, Airport has no equal.
You are leaving my area. Contact Cleveland Center 117.5. Good luck.
Airport.
We're gonna crash. We're gonna be killed. I know we're all gonna be...
Yes, that is. I love that movie. There's so many things there that would have gone viral, if it would have actually happened. Like that Helen Hayes going, "You hurt me." I'm like, there was so much in that movie. It was so typical. Yeah, dude, that was the OG of movies. They love Airport 1970. They had 3 more airports after that. you know, because that was like the bomb. So what'd you guys think of that one?
I don't. The thing is now, planes can happen. Most of all that can happen on a plane and be perfectly fine. Now,
What did you say? I'm sorry, I didn't
most
catch
of
that.
that can happen on a plane. That wouldn't happen on an aircraft now. Anyway.
I know, but at the time, this is in 1970.
Mm.
At that time, that made you wonder. A lot of these movies made you think twice about getting on a plane or getting in the water, or, you know, everything was, you know, I might need to be afraid. There's a theme here. They were trying to test us and train us to be scared. And they were trying to teach that brain what not to embrace. Anyway, thoughts, anyone, before I move on?
The other
agree, Chrissy. I totally agree.
The other thing is that they're training us to go to, if these things happen, to go in a certain way, to do certain things subconsciously. Well, this is what they're saying to us. This is how it will happen.
Yeah. A
lot of things
Mr.
don't happen like it
Catfish.
was in the movies now.
Yeah, and the thing is that it doesn't need to. You don't even need to spend any money, any Hollywood money, in training that brain or testing that brain anymore. I mean, at this point, we're seeing it on a daily on social media, on YouTube, on, you know, viral videos, TikTok, Instagram. I mean, we just consume it. We're like, nom, 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 give me disaster. Isn't that a nice visual? Okay, so I'm gonna, instead of going through, because I want to get to a lot of stuff, I'm gonna keep going with the movies, because unless there's something different, which I'll show you, I'm gonna go back to movie video. Okay, is that cool?
Yeah, cool with me.
Yeah.
Okay, so guess what's coming up next? Some clue.
Surprise us.
The clue on the screen. Before Armageddon is this. Before Armageddon.
Space. Timeless. Infinite. Eternal. For countless millennia, the stars and planets traveled their silent paths in perfect harmony. It was called Orpheus. The meteor. Its power is greater than all the hydrogen bombs.
This one's got cool
It's
people
greater
too.
than any rocket ever conceived. Its force can shatter continents. Its mass can level mountain ranges. It cannot think. It cannot reason.
They really wanted to freak us out.
Its course.
I remember watching this one on Sunday afternoon.
And it's going
Did
to
you?
strike the Earth in 6
Did you
days.
really? Cool.
When I was a kid.
That meteor is 5 miles wide and it's definitely gonna hit us.
It was in so many of these.
It's coming apart in a million pieces.
Your government,
This is before AI.
with the best scientific brains at its disposal, developed the project to deal with this emergency.
And CGI.
Correction complete. Situation nominal.
Ориентация закончена. Положение нормально.
Anything go wrong?
Once the rockets have been launched, they switch over to their own internal decision-making systems. And if these systems perform perfectly, well then, there's no problem. But if there's a malfunction,
What are the odds?
your guess is as good as mine.
This movie was great. Good pick.
Right? Gotta have the tidal waves.
We've picked up another splinter. A big one.
Direction.
The United States. The eastern seaboard.
It's 5 miles wide.
It's always about the eastern
traveling at a
seaboard.
speed of 30,000 miles per hour. And there is no place on Earth to hide.
Okay, meteor. I am gonna pull this up for this guy for a second because for meteor it is a little bit different. It is. I love this one. Existential cosmic threat. Does that sound familiar, UFO peoples?
Yep.
Yeah. This falls under extreme as high intensity, safe resolution. I mean, not everybody died. There was a lot of death. It impacts both anticipation and expectation. And we'll talk about what happens when it impacts both of those. It has a special effect. And it definitely produces prolonged cortisol elevation because you have that worry. You now worry that they're and you start looking, right? I mean, I look at channels all the time looking for comets, meteors, coronal holes, any threat from outer space. Thoughts? Before we move on to the
That's
next
something that
movie.
we really can't do much about that anyway, can we? At the moment.
I
We're
guess
sitting
I'm not so much
ducks.
worried about it as I'm just waiting for it to happen. It's gonna happen sooner or later. It's inevitable.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
It is going to happen. It's just a matter of time.
Exactly. So anyway, we move on again. This is not about creating new fears, and I want to make sure you guys don't think I'm trying to do that. I'm trying to help. I'm trying to recognize how media is massaging our brains to embrace the fears that of things they don't want us to look into. They want us like docile and manageable. So let's go back to a couple more of these. Nuclear war. This one freaks me out right here. Anybody seen Threads?
The United States government has been forced, reluctantly, to take action to safeguard what it believes are legitimate Western interests in the Middle East. We are confident that the Soviet Union will take note of our resolve and will desist from its present perilous course of action.
There's growing evidence overnight from scientists and observers in many countries that there have been 2 nuclear explosions in the Middle East.
In response to today's news of the outbreak of hostilities between vessels of the United States and Soviet navies,
The Ministry of Defence has announced it's sending more troops to Europe to reinforce the British commitment to NATO.
This time, they are playing with, at best, the destruction of life as we know it, and at worst, total annihilation. You cannot win a nuclear war!
The time has now come to make everything ready for you and your family in case an air attack happens.
When you hear the attack warning, you and your family must take cover at once.
The most widespread danger is fallout.
Quite good. Attack warning. Is it for real? Attack warning. It's for bloody real. Is it? You can't just do a face like that. Go get a titty sign or something. Come on, quick, get down. Hell.
That one freaks me out. Because it looks like a documentary.
They did a good job to keep us afraid from anything.
Right? They wanted us, but the thing is, we're afraid of it, but then our leaders play with these concepts so freely.
That film was based in a city called Sheffield, which is in South Yorkshire, which is the steel city of the UK. It used to produce all the steel for the UK.
Oh, really?
The thing is, our leaders think nuclear war is winnable. That is what they think, and our new nukes aren't as radioactive as what they used to be. But
How are you
just
going to
look at
win
Nagasaki.
nuclear war if we're all dead?
I don't think they will. I don't think it is as bad as the fallout isn't as bad as what it make out. Look at Nagasaki and the ones in Japan. The cities that the US blew up.
Remember
massive,
Chernobyl,
thriving
1986,
cities.
the fallout. We
What did
couldn't
you
eat our
say,
own
Marcel?
vegetables. Oh, do you remember the Chernobyl nuclear waste explosion over there? They made us scared us for the eating of vegetables, and you can't drink the water, and they did a great job, really.
Yes, you can still see the exclusion zone in Ukraine, but is it Neil deGrasse Tyson said that nukes aren't as much radioactive as what they used to be? Is what I'm saying now. Plus,
That is
I don't think we
true.
need nukes.
Yeah.
We don't need nukes to. Russia's got the new missiles that have got the power of nukes in a conventional weapon. They don't need them.
No.
It doesn't matter if they're not as deadly, because the
That's
thing
what
is,
Neil-
once
that's
one
what
is
Neil deGrasse-
shot, they're all shot, right? I mean,
Yeah.
20,000 nukes or whatever it is. I don't know how many nukes are in the world, but at
The
some point,
US,
if one shoots, everybody shoots.
The U.S. has broke down most of their uranium to use for other things now.
Can I just say one thing about this?
Of course. Mhm.
Anyone actually picked up on the news that the last arms treaty between the Russia and the US, the START treaty, ended this month, just gone. They have got no limitations on any nukes now. They can do what they want. That treaty ended and it's done.
That's so reassuring.
That was a big thing, and I think they tried to extend it, but it was a big thing that limit the amount of nukes and everything they could have on each side. And they could inspect them. Now they can't because it's ended. That's happened recently.
It just becomes really depressing, and just I mean, to see these things happening. So this could happen at any point. That we could lose control of this whole thing, and the whole planet's just freaking gone. Anyway, okay, so let's go to the next one. We're going to try to unsnap ourselves from this depression after we're done putting these videos. I need to perk everybody back up. For sure.
Happy New Year! Happy New Year!
In the early morning hours on January 1st, the SS Poseidon, en route from New York to Athens, was struck by a 90-foot tidal wave.
Oh, my God.
And capsized. Irwin Allen's production of The Poseidon Adventure.
Of 1,400 people aboard, only 6 will survive. This is their story.
That's the way out. That's our only chance.
Don't listen to him!
Gene Hackman, Ernest Borgnine, Red Buttons, Carol Lindley, Roddy McDowell, Stella Stevens, Shelley Winters, Jack Albertson, Pamela Sue Martin, Arthur O'Connell, Eric Shea, and Leslie Nielsen.
Who will survive? The combined talents of 15 Academy Award winners bring you
The Poseidon Adventure, a Ronald Neame film coming from 20th Century Fox.
Ain't that interesting? And I love the star power of all these movies. Did you guys see Poseidon Adventure or the newer Poseidon Adventure?
I've seen some things, I think so.
Yes, it was Nancy Drew, Georgie. You're right. It was Nancy Drew was in there. I remember seeing this movie, and I remember not wanting to take a cruise. Now, I mean, I got over that, but I was little. At the time, it's like you see this stuff, and it's like, I mean, this now I'm sitting here like a ghoul laughing because it seems so exaggerated and so purposeful in its like it wants to scare the crap out of you. Just so you stay home, or because you need the safety of government, or you need somebody to save you. Thoughts before I play the next one? We're almost done. We're good?
Yeah, we're good.
Okay. This is a combo because there's so many of these. Fear of nature.
The ultimate suspense adventure. Irwin Allen's production of The Swarm, with an all-star cast: Michael Caine, Catherine Ross, Richard Widmark, Richard Chamberlain, Olivia de Havilland, Ben Johnson, Lee Grant, Jose Ferrer, Patty Duke Aston, Slim Pickens, Bradford Dillman, Fred McMurray, and Henry Fonda. The Swarm is coming. The Swarm, rated PG. Starts Friday at theaters and drive-ins everywhere.
I know that games are your business, James. You play them very well.
This one's
you're
interesting.
here.
I want to see this.
This is a serious game. Think of the society with perfect harmony, perfect altruism and self-sacrifice, perfect division of labor, organized for preordained roles.
What is it?
Think of the building of elaborate and complex structures according to plans that they know nothing of.
They let the others go free?
Think of their ability to evolve and adapt in ways that are so beautiful, but still so unknown, and all contained in one simple form.
They wanted us.
So defenseless in the individual, so powerful in the mass.
Okay.
Emotion.
I want to pause that for a minute because I found that one really interesting because Phase 4 is categorized as silent systemic takeover by non-human intelligence. Be interesting to watch that. I haven't seen that one. I want to see it. I found it while I was doing research for this, but this looks fascinating. Has anybody seen this movie?
No, sorry, Chrissy.
Oh, it's okay. I think that one sounds awesome. I remember when movies, Hellfire is so true.
Yeah, they were,
Movies.
old movies were way better. I actually tried to make them artistic instead of just putting images in your eyeballs.
Exactly. There was so much symbology, so much, that movie looks really good. That almost reminds me of Kubrick 2001 a little bit in its style.
Odyssey.
Yeah, so I want to see this one because it deals with non-human intelligence. How do we deal with ants that could, you see ants and they have a society, you can't understand them, but they definitely talk to each other. They're organized. What if they were smarter than us? Anyway, here's more on the nature side. There was so many movies about rabbits that took over, ants that took over. Ben, the rat Ben, not Benny. Ben the rat Ben. Ben the two of us. You remember Michael Jackson sang this theme to that
The Fly, that was a good one.
The Fly, that's a great one. They did it for everything. It's like they found the formula and they just made it work, Okay, here comes some more. Grizzly.
A motion picture is coming.
I remember
that does not cater to fantasy. You will see nature's most savage man-eating animal. By its size alone, it can overpower and devour any human. Grizzly. Over 18 feet tall, over 2,000 pounds. The largest carnivorous ground beast in the world.
Because the campers come in here, they leave food around, the bears get the smell of it, and that's it. Well, this is different. This bum's eating his victims.
Anyone is fair game, because this grizzly preys on the easiest food of all, man. 18 feet of man-eating, gut-crunching terror. The deadliest jaws on land belong to Grizzly.
I love that one. Did you ever see Grizzly Man? I'm going to take this off because I want to forward a little bit. Did you guys ever see Grizzly Man? That was a documentary. No?
No.
No one?
No, ma'am.
Seriously, man, this guy actually went up and spent time with bears and winds up getting eaten by them, by one of them. After just loving bears, he did nothing but documentaries about bears. 3 generations later, this movie's called Cocaine Bear.
You know
Why
it.
didn't you just say that out loud? You could have said that out loud. It did. Okay, and now a couple more because these are fan favorites. But you know where I'm going with this? One of my favorites.
How do you do? My name is Alfred Hitchcock, and I would like to tell you about my forthcoming lecture. It is about the birds and their age-long relationship with man. It will be seen in theaters like this across the country. In my lecture, I hope to make you all aware of our good friends, the birds. Theirs is a noble history, and through it all, man has played a conspicuous part. This cave drawing is one of man's earliest sketches of his feathered friend. One can see at once the loving care with which the artist depicted his subject.
It's one of my favorite movies of all time.
Who is it?
I've seen that. I've seen that one.
Isn't it great?
Mitch, this isn't usual, is it?
Obsessed
We've been
with
out back looking
Tippy.
at the chickens. Something seems to be wrong with them.
There's nothing wrong with those chickens, Mitch.
That's the damnedest thing I ever saw.
This movie came out 20 years before I was born.
Birds are not aggressive creatures,
Really?
miss. They
Yeah,
bring beauty
I'm
into the
taking
world.
you way
It
back.
is mankind, rather, who insists upon making it difficult for life to exist upon this planet.
But it's 25 before I was born.
Attacking people without no reason. You know what I mean?
Hold on,
I think we're in real trouble. I don't know how this started or why, but I know it's here, and we'd be crazy to ignore it.
What did you say, Ben? Was that you, Ben?
Bird war.
Yes,
Yeah, it was 25 years
bird
before I was born. This.
out there someplace, and they'll be
Yeah.
back. You can count on it.
I'm turning it down too much.
I keep telling you, this isn't a few birds. These are gulls, crows, swifts.
I have never known birds of different species to flock together. The very concept is unimaginable. Why, if that happened, we wouldn't have a chance.
So awesome.
Get yourselves guns and wipe them off the face of the earth.
The last ones are my favorite, so I'm going to let him play because these are awesome.
Thus saith the Lord God unto the mountains and the hills and the rivers and the valleys. Behold, I, even I, shall bring a sword upon you, and I will devastate your high places.
Doesn't it seem odd?
I just
wait
love
all
that they were
time
able
to
to
start
restore old
a
movies.
war against humanity.
They use real birds. He did it. Hitchcock
Do you
was.
think they were out
He was
there?
not
I
a
think they were
nice
after the
person.
Children. For what purpose?
To kill them.
I love Tippi Hedren. And who doesn't love this?
You yell shark, we've got a panic on our hands on the 4th of July.
Yeah, they're all gonna die.
This shark?
He's got lifeless eyes, black eyes, like a doll's eyes. You're gonna need a bigger boat.
So awesome. Here's your movie, Georgie. You know what's coming up.
David Lightman was a master,
at computer games. A fast thinker.
Oh, David! Maybe you could tell us who first suggested the idea of reproduction without sex.
Your wife?
Get out, Mikey.
And a promising student at an old game
Hi.
with an electronic twist.
Those your grades?
Yeah. I don't think that I deserved it.
Such a great movie. This is such a great movie.
Jail.
After that.
Only if you're over 18.
This computer company is coming out with these amazing new games in a couple of months.
I want to play those games.
Wow.
What?
We got something.
He found the right code word to play the game,
We're in.
but it was the wrong computer.
Shall we play a game?
How could I ask you that?
How about global thermonuclear war?
Fine.
All right.
Damn it, Bueller, you're gonna blow up the world.
Headings for multiple impact re-entry vehicles.
Bueller.
I don't know, but it's great.
Bueller.
All stations, this is Crystal Palace. I wonder if I should use my subs.
22 Typhoon-class submarines departing Petropavlovsk.
What in the hell's happening here?
Oh my God.
Shall we play?
I have 7, correction 8. That's 8 Redbirds. Get on the sack. Tell them to flush the bombers.
Russians are still denying everything, sir.
Who are you working with?
Nobody.
I don't have to believe you.
Today we have Soviet missile warning.
Placed under arrest pending indictment for espionage.
Espionage?
Confidence is high. I repeat, confidence is high.
Cobra Dane, is this an exercise?
Negative, this is not an exercise.
Get me the president on the horn.
It's still playing the game. It's gonna start a war.
Close up the mouth.
Yeah, shit, the early 80s, that would have been the height of the Cold War.
War games.
Yeah.
Playing
I love how
soon
the voices, like
near you.
all computers have that voice. And the final one that everybody fears.
Skynet. Ooh, I
In
called
the
that.
21st century, a weapon
The
will be
first one was
invented
so awesome.
like no other.
Terminator. Oh my
This
God.
weapon will be powerful, versatile, and indestructible. It can't be reasoned with. It can't be bargained with. It will feel no pity, no remorse, no pain.
I think the same dude did the voiceover for
It
every
will have
movie
only
trailer.
one purpose:
Hold
to
on.
return to the present.
What'd you say?
I said I think the same guy did the voiceover for every movie trailer in the 80s.
Right, I really do think that they did have one guy that was like, he seemed to have that perfect voice, and now, I mean, it was a world before AI. They did need somebody to say that. It's really
the
cool.
future. This weapon will be called the Terminator.
You're dead, honey.
The 80s haircuts.
What day is it? The date? 12th May, Thursday.
What year?
I'm here to help you. I'm Reese, DN 38416, assigned to protect you. You've been targeted for termination.
Why does it want me? Why me?
Arnold Schwarzenegger is the Terminator.
What a great
It's-
movie.
And I mean, it's still something at the time in the 80s, it did feel like the technology wasn't there. And now it just feels like the dangers are so real. I mean, I'm not gonna say you're obsessed, but
I agree with that, but I think more like something like the Borg or something that would, like, if that happened. In the Star Trek thing, the Borg, because they're a pretty much similar thing, aren't they?
yeah, I mean, I think this is a threat that could happen at any point. It's like something that we're playing with fire with AI. So, you know, And so I want to finish this up because I do want to let you guys, we're going to do a quick view of some really cool videos, but I want to kind of close this up with, so we got the disaster movies, right? Now, here's the danger. News and social media do not close the loop. They actually leave it open. So anticipation rises, expectation forms. Partial information arrives, sound familiar? 2017 with the UFOs, make us feel like something's coming. Then disappointment occurs. Then a new anticipation immediately replaces it. So where I'm saying anticipation can easily become a Stepford wife of sorts, where it's happy with what it gets and that's all, because you can only take disappointment so many times. So disappointment is the one that's like you learn the lessons through disappointment. We're going to talk about disappointment here in a second. Is this starting to make sense? Kind of looping from disaster movies from a safe testing ground to you're going to feel this every day. Disappointment. I always thought that was such a negative word until I started reading up on this. Expectation makes promises. Anticipation makes you wait. But when something changes, disappointment is the one that teaches the brain what's real. So it makes a call. It's kind of like a referee, right? It goes, that's not what you thought that would happen. So it's going to rewrite the script with new realities, because this is really the way it works. It assumes something, it expected one thing to be true, yet it came up with something completely different, and your brain rewires. So disappointment is a learning opportunity. Disappointment is understanding that what your assumptions might not be what really is. So your predictions aren't 100% true. So that's the important part of disappointment. Before I'm just kind of rushing through this. Does this make sense?
The thing is, if that's happened if it happens over and over again, it becomes something that's subconsciously changing you. That is automatic.
Mm-hmm. Here we go. Perfect. Here's the segue. What disappointment does to the brain? Disappointment is where neuroplasticity actually happens. So it's learning, right? This creates a signal called prediction error. So it's going to rewrite based on a prediction that was wrong. It's the brain's most powerful learning mechanism. So it's like kind of updating itself. But when it happens over and over again, here's the dangers. When anticipation loses repeatedly, you get emotional numbing. So if you're always anticipating something never happens, think about UFOs, guys. If you're always anticipating something just doesn't happen, that disclosure date just keeps stretching, it keeps moving, the carrot keeps moving, you don't bother getting excited.
I think eventually you just become cynical.
Exactly. That's exactly the point. People stop taking risks. They don't try new things. You don't believe change is possible. The dopamine activity decreases, less excitement, less curiosity, thinking less. Like we're so easily guided when we're under this state of a beating. Does this make sense? Anybody? Questions? Thoughts?
It's crystal clear to me.
Yeah, it seems fine. Yeah.
Anybody in chat?
On the disclosure side, I think if that will only happen if it benefits them. It would have to benefit them for it to happen, not us.
Yeah. Sati, anticipation ketchup, anyone? Yes, I remember that commercial where you anticipate the ketchup coming out of the bottle. But so that's what happens when anticipation gets beaten down. How about when expectation loses repeatedly? When expectation loses repeatedly, it's not just predicting events, it's building the brain's internal model, right? So when it loses, the brain doesn't just lose a prediction. It's like trying to rewrite itself, but it has nothing to rewrite itself with because it keeps losing. It's like quicksand. By the way, that was another disaster movie of the 80s. Quicksand was huge. What the hell happened to quicksand? Where did quicksand go? Because that was a big danger back then. But this is how, and this is an important point, expectation becomes defensive. The belief systems form or break, right? So expectation losing is how beliefs evolve. how they become frozen. Healthy brains update the expectation. Unhealthy brains defend the expectation. This is where you start to see people just defending their point to no end, even if sometimes it doesn't make sense. Which takes us to the worst scenario. The worst case scenario is when they both lose repeatedly, which is what's happening to us in the news right now. We're hearing we're getting the anticipation, expectation. We think something's going to happen. The opposite happens. It keeps happening over and over, and we have nothing to hang on to. So psychological shutdown mode. Anticipation stops believing anything meaningful is coming. Expectation stops believing anything meaningful can be predicted. There's no energy. There's no confidence in its internal model. It's disengagement. That's when you were talking cynical hellfire. There it is. It's like you become disengaged with the world. Some thoughts?
Makes perfect sense.
And less engaged group is a manageable group, isn't it?
Yeah.
Reduced motivation to challenge system. Bingo. Reduced emotional investment in outcomes. Bunk. Increased preference for safety over change. Don't move my cheese. Just keep it. I don't want any change. I just want safety. Compliance with existing structures. Reduced risk taking. It's not mind control, but it might as well be, because it's mind manipulation in a way. It's mood manipulation, right? People stop projecting their expectations. They rely more on external cues, external narratives, like the ones that we're given. And but it's not because we're weak; it's because we're tired.
These are all
kind of
traits
making
that
sense?
These are all traits that we look for in our livestock.
Oh my gosh. Yeah. We become cattle. We're the cattle. Exactly. So, and then the final. So here's my closing thought, and we're going to move on to you guys. We're going to talk. We're going to look at some videos, but disaster movies always ended. The volcano erupted. The survivors escaped. The screen faded to black. There was always some kind of resolution, but with the modern narratives, it's just not there, and it stays open. And I put the brain being manipulated because that's how I feel. We're puppets. We became puppets. So now the good news is, though, that remember that Captain Neuroplasticity is that there's ways of rewriting. There's ways of rewriting the programs, flipping the narratives, but we have to understand the problem. And that's where I'm like looking back at historically disaster movies to today, to where we are now, to where they want to take us. We just have to be really careful because they're driving us. Thoughts?
You've got to notice when it gets too much. Like I've been scrolling. I've stopped myself scrolling on Instagram because normally it used to be just full of like the aviation, paranormal, audit and stuff. Now it's all full of the Epstein stuff, and there's dark stuff, dark videos and stuff on there. And I just stop. I come up. I stop myself.
You have to, because I'll tell you my concern now. My concern is that all the stuff that was in the dark web as well is now being morphed with the releases of information, and they're potentially putting it in there, and I don't know what to trust. And if I don't know what to trust, and we're doing all this research, can you imagine the casual people that just happen to bump into some of these horrors and don't understand what's what? And they're like, that's ontological shock.
People
we talk about UFOs.
They have to be held to justice. This has to. If it brings us down, it brings the house down, everything down. Bring it down. Both sides. I don't care if it's left, right, any of them. They all need to be brought down if that's the case. If what's happened, if it's true. And that's my see on it. You can't justify that sort of stuff.
Exactly. Hellfire, Marcel, what are thoughts? I want to make sure people get information. It's like, how do I deal with this? How do you guys deal with it?
Well, unfortunately, guys, the only difference between communism and capitalism is communists don't try to hide the propaganda.
Good point.
There is our propaganda. We're doing what we've done exactly what the communists have done. And all the war crimes since World War II we've done.
And
No
most
difference.
of mainstream media is designed to brainwash you.
Yeah, I totally agree with that.
Here's Marley says, life without expectation if possible. It's interesting. It's like, how much can you go through life and just kind of be in that Zen mode and not, not have higher, and literally lower your expectations? Is that the key? Does lowering your expectation really kind of make you less? I don't know. It's like, I don't want to be less engaged, but I don't want to be obsessed with disaster. I want to be engaged with the world and help people, but you go into X, you can't avoid it. You can't. It hits you in the face before you can even skip it.
I think there's a lot of narrative to it. There's always two sides to a story. You can go on certain websites and the same story spun 12 different times, different ways. This is why I try and get my news from different sources. Our news in UK, your news. I also use the ones in Al Jazeera. There's the First Post and all of them. And I try to get different sides. Even if I don't agree with it or like the side, I try and listen to it at least, and I get a more bigger picture of what really is happening. I think there's anything you can do, try and take a step back and look at the bigger picture. Try from an outsider's perspective is probably the best.
Yeah. Now, let me ask Hellfire and Marcel, you guys spend a lot of, like, Ben doesn't hang out on X because you don't hang out on X, right, Ben?
No.
Yeah. But Marcel and Hellfire do. How do you guys manage your feeds? How do you control information from just slapping you in the face and having a negative effect?
The only thing why I got X is to communicate with you guys. I don't follow the feeds. I follow 14 people and you're all here, and that's it. That's the sole reason I got X. I don't do Facebook, TikTok, whatever. I can't filter out what's real or what's not real, what's AI. So I quit doing all that stuff. I just want good conversation with you guys, and I talk a lot with Mr. Hellfire, of course. But I leave the politics out. I just listen to it. And about those Epstein files, it's disgusting what's happening. The whole world is involved in that. Something has to change, but how can we do that? Our little group, 14 people, how can we change the world to make them accountable for the shit they do? But shit is an understatement.
Marcel, what the thing is, I've mentioned to Chris earlier, the things that are in the Epstein files, all is happening on the dark web as it is already. Everything that's in there has been happening on the dark web for years. I've seen it myself. So, and you've got to have money to get into these places. So it's always the people with money.
Yeah, you're right. And money is power, and the other side of power is to keep people afraid. For anything you showed us tonight, even AI makes us scary for the internet. In fact, in my opinion, it's the same shit that the church did in the past. They kept the people poor and afraid. Now our government is doing that.
Exactly. It's like they want you docile, agreeable, and too stressed out to think. Like, they just want you to give up the opinions to them thinking for you, and they'll do the best for you. However, we're seeing now, and a lot of us, you got to think, you guys, we've been in this game because of UFOs for a long time, right? Like, conspiracy theories is something we play around on a daily, but not everybody out there does. This is so confusing. It's bad enough for them to understand aliens. Cannibals? The horrifying things?
If the files are true, that just proves almost every conspiracy that's out there is real. But almost. There's odd ones that are just stupid, but there is a lot of some dark ones out there.
And Marley says, Marcel, as long as we use our voice to speak up, we're going to crumble the narrative together. She's been living with this for 59 years. So don't think that 14 people can't make a difference, because you got to think, we did learn love is more, is stronger than hate, right?
Sure.
Knowledge is stronger than ignorance. So we're learning how we're being played, right? We pass it on. I mean, that's how. Think about organizations like Alcoholics Anonymous. Pass on the message. You pass it on, but look how big it grew, right? It's the ripples that we're able to do. Marcel, you're on one side of the country. I don't even talk to people. You have interactions with people. Pass on the message. Pass on a message of love. Pass on a message of awareness.
I do, but who listens to you, to me? It's only a select group that is awakened, like Matty says. Who listens to us? The group is too small. Most people, in my opinion, are just sheep who follow the big leader.
People aren't talking. We're not talking. That's why they're trying to divide us. We've been divided, so we don't talk, and then we don't come together.
I totally agree, Ben. Totally agree. It's hard. It's terrible, but it's true.
Tribalism.
Even the internet is divided. We don't see all the people on the internet. We only see...
Our community for UFOs fell apart. Everybody freaking broke up. They all broke up and went different directions. I mean, but it's happening to all the communities. I see it. It's just a matter of topic. It's just bubbles of people are being broken up. Why? Because they don't want unity for the exact reason you said, Marcel. It's only 14 of us, right? Because we can't get more people engaged. Because people are so exhausted of the problems. They want to take a vacation from their problems.
Yeah. And is the majority of the people, don't they feel like they want to lead, to follow someone, a leader? I don't need a leader. I live my own life with my own thoughts. That's why I'm here. But the most of the people, have to follow our sheeps in a flock, To think out of the box is scary.
But that's what they want you to, that's exactly the state that they want us in, to be honest. They just want, they want us to feel that way. They want us to feel like we can't make a difference. Remember when we were talking about the characteristics of too much cortisol? It's like, you think you can't do anything. You think you can't, make change. Create bridges as opposed to creating gaps. We are one and we must build a bridge.
And that's why we have to stick together. The groups that are have the same feelings about this stuff. Let's stick together. That's our little bit of power that we got, and we can help each other in dark days, in happy days.
Amen, Marcel.
What you say?
Amen, man.
Thanks, Hellfire.
We said amen.
The thing is, people do have opposite views on some political aspects, but I bet there is some common ground in everyone. But we aren't finding that. That's why we need to find the common. That's it. We're just not being able to. We can't talk to the opposite, the political spectrum. We can't talk to anyone without being accused of something. We can't try and see from their side of view, their point of view, and try and find that common ground.
Yeah, we need to make sure we don't see people as just the opinion that we don't like, but of very multifaceted individuals. I mean, they have their own issues. We gotta put ourselves in their place. We gotta figure out a way to just because somebody doesn't agree with you in this political sense doesn't mean you can't talk to them. There's probably a lot in which we do agree. There's some certain things we don't agree, but
we can agree to disagree.
We're snowflakes. Yeah, we're snowflakes. Why can't we still get along and try to figure out middle ground?
We can't now for some reason. We used to now, too. We used to.
But it goes back to people defending their points. Expectation has become defensive, and that is a really scary place, because that means that people are going to defend their point and they're not going to listen to anything else that's not what they believe in, because they're like, I'm tired of people telling me I'm wrong. Remember, disappointment over disappointment. This is all happening to us by design. That's what I'm like. I see it. I see it.
I see it happening every day on YouTube or everywhere. Even in my own community, I see it. Most people end up with a one-track mind.
Things are changing now. People are seeing things differently. I heard recently, and I can't believe this, I've read this, that apparently Europe is turning to Russia last week.
The what?
Europe apparently turning to Russia.
Yeah.
That's what I've heard.
So
I don't know, can you blame them? Because you can't really, any treaty that the US has made recently has been ripped up.
We're not who we used to be.
And
I don't even know if I knew who we were.
Co-oping with China because the US cuts all ties to you, and I don't know why, but how can 1% of the world population be our boss?
Good point. Good point. There's got to be a way out of this. I know, I think George was talking about protests and stuff, but then that's another thing that's under attack here in this country is protests. You can get sucked in and arrested, you know.
They're going to kill you, beat the poop out of you.
Yeah. And what did you gain? Nothing. It's like, we got to figure out, we got to be more strategic. And that is why on a daily basis, I'm looking at how are they messing with my head? Because the prize is the mind, guys. The prize is the mind. The brain is the bouncer. The brain is what lets things in, what writes the reality. We got to figure out how to shape, like take control back of that brain and make sure that we're feeding it the right thing. It's like, it's like we're eating Doritos every day. It's just, sorry.
Raise your head up, stand up. Don't follow, it sounds weird maybe, don't follow the cult leaders. And in my opinion, there are so many cult leaders in this world. If you believe in this or that, it's all like a cult. Just do your own thing like I do, like Mr. Hellfire do. And I don't criticize nobody, but I try to help him. He tries to help me. We build each other up. You know what I mean?
I 100% agree. That's a lovely. So we need to, and I know that it's starting to get late, but I want to show the videos for Ben. I want to talk about, I want to let Ben talk. He has a little update. So we're going to let Ben take over.
Take it away, Ben.
Take it away, Ben. How do you want to do this? Do you want me to play your videos first? Take us for a little ride? Yeah. Okay, I'm going to go get the drone videos. Hold on a second.
Do you want to play them little videos that just show you the difference between what we're being told about Russia and what we're not?
I have those, haven't downloaded them, but I can play them online. Hold on. But I just don't know. Do you think I'm going to get busted for...
30 seconds. They're only little short.
They're little. Okay, cool. Let me go ahead and first do these video pops. So, okay, so just to make sure, I'm going to play, set us up here. So I'm going to play the one that says South York.
Oh, that's a drone video, South Yorkshire. These are in
Yorkshire.
Can
I play it? Is that okay? Okay, let me go ahead and play that.
It's just a drone video.
This is dense, you guys. Oh, you went to the crop circles. I hadn't seen it yet. Wow. Ooh, those look really precise too, right?
This one I thought was.
Look at does it have the did it have the intertwined? This is a good one.
I felt was most compelling out of all of them I've seen. This couple of others.
Awesome. How far from you is is this?
This is about a 40-minute drive.
I'm sorry, let me turn it down. Say that again?
It's about a 40-minute drive, is this? Not far.
Wow. This is beautiful. Look at that. We need this to get out of the funk. Look how pretty. Look at that. Whoa. That's cool.
Amazing.
Wow. Look at that. That magic's just sitting right there next to that street. People are driving, it's like right there. The 3 circles, that's interesting. That's so cool. Everybody's loving it, Benny. I got one more. I'm gonna play the second.
The next. Yeah, that's that.
Okay, let me play the next one. Let me take that off. And let me present.
And you know how
Isn't
to
that
operate the
cool?
phone, Ben. Nice.
The next one is I took in my hometown. Like the closest town to me is Pontefract. Town
this
where
one.
the Black Monk is based.
Hold on, let me turn it down. Where is this? Tell us again.
It's Pontefract, where the Black Monk of Pontefract, and his driver is meant to be. It's here.
Oh. Oh, what a pretty place, man. Damn, I want a drone so bad. This is cool. This rocks, Ben. Interesting. Oh. That's pretty. Look at that. Oh my God, that's gorgeous.
That's now Sandal Castle at Wakefield, which is another city in West Yorkshire.
Oh my gosh, look at that.
Amazing footage, Ben.
That's so awesome, Betty.
Wow.
Oh man, look at that. Look at the detail. Oh, I love that one. That's so pretty. I hadn't seen that anywhere. That's so cool. I didn't know that. I hadn't seen that particular crop circle.
We get them. They're not just based down in Wiltshire. They are seen all over here.
So do people call you and tell you that there's a crop circle, or?
No, it's just I generally see them on forums and things if I see them. And
you need to do this, man. Like you need to.
They're
People need to pay for this. This is awesome.
They're not seen up here that often, but what they are seen up maybe once or twice a year.
Have you ever found one that nobody else has found before?
No.
Okay, do you want me to play these other videos, or do you want to? Did you want me to play these other videos to send me?
If you want to, you can see what Russia is really like. What we've been told, because I don't think they're on the knees for what you show.
So preface. So I'm gonna play. I'm looking at. Hold on.
The short little clips.
I have
from
the.
Instagram.
Yeah, you send me 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 little videos, right?
Do any little things from in 30 seconds each, but it just
Let
shows
me go
what
ahead and
Russia
play them.
and China are like.
Okay. Hold on, let me. Hold on. Okay. Share screen. Let me see. Can I share a window? Also share audio. Allow. Let me see if I can. I think this is it. Okay, let me try it. You guys tell me if you can hear this when I play it. Okay.
2 days for the first time, I can, after spending just 2 days up north for the first time, I can now confidently say, y'all were right. I am officially in love. You guys were some of the most friendly and nicest people I've ever met. It was actually
This is just about Yorkshire.
To be honest, I didn't know what the fuck y'all were saying half the time, but we can definitely work on that. I also didn't think it would be that different. Like, bro, we only...
I'm sorry, what did you say?
I don't think this one is the one I want to show you. It's just that's basically
okay. Which one?
It's the other ones that I want you to see.
Okay, hold on. I'm going back there. Hold on, Skippy. There we go. I don't want to. That's the same one, right? Are they different ones?
Yeah, they should be.
Is this a different one or same one?
Yeah, the different ones.
Okay, let me go ahead and.
No. After spending just 2 days up north.
This is the same one. Hold on. Let me just make sure. It's giving me the same video, man. Yeah, it's giving me the same video. I was having trouble with these. Yeah, it's giving me the same video. Yeah. So talk to me about, what were you trying, what was going on here?
Basically, if you type in Moscow, Russian lights on Google or something, that's not a country on its knees at all. We've been told that these countries are on the knees, and they're not. They're doing very well, both China and Russia.
Oh, like we're being given, you're talking about the manipulation of media on our side on how we view what's going on abroad?
Yeah, that's what I mean. If you look at Russia compared to what the streets and the economy is doing well, it just does not look like a city on its knees at all. None of it does.
Well, yeah, that's where it's like we always concern ourselves with countries. We have a vision of these other countries that they don't see the reality, and now it's happening to us. And it was probably happening to us for much longer. We just didn't know. Again, this is about waking up. What we're seeing and the difference is now, Marcel, you're talking about the difference between, like, how do we deal with this now? Well, people are waking up. That's the other angle that we're not taking into consideration, that the people that can handle it are actually waking up. And it's more than these 14 people, in our group.
The thing is, we're seeing over here, especially in Europe and in the UK, is that we're seeing that a lot of like high-ranking government officials, CEOs, and that are resigning and having consequences, criminal action brought against them. The US is having little or non-existent any accountability for any of this.
Well,
somewhere it has to give, and I think
these files have been out there for a while, right? That's why I'm like, I have a problem with everybody in leadership that ignored this, regardless of party.
Yeah.
I don't care. I don't care what party you were in. This was known. You knew this was happening, and you did nothing. So, all of them. I'm not happy with any of them.
Trump can blame previous administrations, but yet he's been in before. Why didn't you do it on the first term? If that's the case,
there's so many people. The thing is that this is not a one-party issue. There's so many people that are flawed across both parties, across countries, in multiple countries, multiple administrations, multiple. It's a power thing. It's a power thing. That's why we don't get it. We don't have the power.
Do you know that Maxwell hearing, that Maxwell, I can never say a name. What we're seeing there with her is a blackmail negotiation in real time. That is what we're going to see with her.
Absolutely.
She's going to blackmail.
Oh, here we go. George has something to say. That's not true. They couldn't be released until all investigations were done, and that only happened late 2025. Okay, I'll give it to you, but these lists have been out there for longer than that. No one in the media ever explains that. Okay, that's fair. And I know that there was the case with, there was particular open investigations, cases that they couldn't talk about some things, but at the same time, we know that on those files, it's not one side, it's all sides. It's not one group's problem, it's more than one group.
If that's the case, I'd like to see what cases were open at the time and what.
He was probably talking about, I mean, himself, Epstein had cases against him, Ghislaine had cases against her. There was investigations open from the victims. I mean, I'm assuming that that's where he's coming from, but we're not, I get it, Georgie. Still, I'm just saying it's not one group. It's not a single party issue. It's a power issue, and power goes across. So, okay. So it's almost 5 o'clock, you guys, at least here in Oklahoma. So I am going to go make myself some dinner. So let's talk about what you guys are up to. Let's we haven't heard from Hellfire, Mr. Hellfire, a little flame down there too much.
Sorry, I've been messing with sliders this whole time.
Oh, I'm sorry. Is everything?
Oh, you're good.
Are you okay?
No, I'm disappearing.
Oh no, now you disappeared. Ooh, he's so not okay that he disappeared. He's back. He's coming back. I love this thing. You need to teach me how to do that with Forky, because I want a session with Forky on the side. My little brain.
Oh,
that's
for
really
sure. I
cool.
can show you.
I like it. You need to show me some stuff. Everybody, please go check out. Hold on. Let me go get your channel, babe. Everybody, I'm going to go ahead and start wrapping it up. Just so what are you up to this week? When are you going to be on again, Mr. Hellfire? And then we're going to go to Marcel and Benny.
Well, I got some family stuff going on this week, so probably won't be back until next week, but probably next Friday.
And our sincere, we're really sorry about you had some deaths in your family, and we're really sorry. We appreciate you being here today, but we love you very much. We're just sending you love and hugs, man. I know it's been a crazy year. You guys, it's only February.
Only February.
Has sucked. It has sucked. Here is Mr. Hellfire's channel. How about you, Marcel? What are you going to be up to?
Well, since I'm retired, I'm going to redo my nerd cave over here coming week. I can't do anything outside in my yard, but I like to put some plants and some herbs in my yard. I got a huge yard here. And that's about it. Yeah, and maybe go play with my grandchildren for a bit. They have a holiday, so.
That's cool.
And when Mr. Hellfire is back on with the show, I'm his co-host. I will help him wherever I can. Have a bit of fun on the games.
Thanks, guys.
Love you, Hellfire.
Yeah, you can have Marcel and Hellfire have a great pairing on their gaming. It's really cool. You guys have to go check them out. Thank you, Marcel, for being here today. I'm so happy that you made it. You've never popped on StreamYard. I was so excited that you popped up.
I had to think about it, but somebody told me, go there, this would be fun. So, you know who I mean. Thank you again, Mr. Hellfire.
Mr. Hellfire, he can talk you into things. He's very, so, well, thank you so much, Marcel. And Benny, how about you, my friend? What are you up to this week?
I need to try, I'm having some problems with the drone. I've been trying to set it to Todmorden to fly over there. just won't take off. I'm having issues with the gimbal now, so that's % off. So
I love your drone. Is it okay if I post some of yours and give you credit?
Yeah.
Like post some videos and just say, you know, because I want people to see it. Because I think, dude, you can make some money doing videos out there like that. Those are beautiful. And they're really professional.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, that's cinematic quality.
Yeah. That's some professional looking stuff.
I've done more myself. I've redone and done them again. I just experience. I just seem to have got better at it. I've got loads of videos that I just
I think you're great at it already. You're only going to get better. But I love those crop circle videos. They're amazing. Those look so cool. You got so detailed because you were able to get low enough to see the intertwining of the branches. And that's one of the keys for the real thing. So, okay. So then I'm going to say goodnight to the chat. Marley, we love you. We missed you so much today, sis, and we really hope that you get well really, really soon and feel better so you can pop up and we can do the next one in our series because people need help, right? Need help. So thank you so much for being here. And Georgie, we're so glad his computer was messed up and now he's back. So next time you got to pop up, George. Got to pop up to StreamYard and say hi. Come hang out with us. Diane, I still haven't washed this hair dye out of my hair because don't want to miss anything. I am so glad you stayed. Love you, Diane. Thank you so much for being here. And we had BMR earlier.
During the next show, she'll have no hair left now.
I know, right? You didn't take it off. Let's see. That's it. I think that's all we have for right now because we had BMR earlier and several other people had popped up. So I'm just really happy to have spent time with you guys today. It really meant a lot for me. I hope it did for you guys as well.
It was great. I loved it.
I think we need to do more of these and gather more people, right, Marcel?
Yeah, totally.
Let's grow the community.
Yeah. So that's what we need to do again is extend like an olive branch out to people again.
I think the next time we'll just do an open StreamYard, open topic. Let's just freaking do it. Yeah, how about that? Yeah. Let's do it in a couple of weeks. Hopefully Marley can join us and we can open it up and we can talk 3i Atlas and we can talk e-files and we can talk MH370 or whatever you guys want to talk about. UFOs, Disclosure Day. There's so many topics.
Let's have some fun together.
Yeah, let's have some fun. Maybe multi-stream to Mr. Hellfire.
Oh, yeah.
How about that? You can get into talk show business, buddy. Okay, well, you guys, thank you so much. It's been a pleasure having you guys. And thank you, everybody at home. If you have not subbed to this channel or any of our partner channels, please subscribe. We love your support. And we want to create more videos, more music. Mr. Hellfire does a lot of music as well as gaming. So let's keep up with these creators. And you'll see more videos from Benny. And I'll bring more to you. And hopefully next time it's going to be me and Marley back. And me and Marley and Benny and anybody else that wants to join us. So with that said, I am going to play our outro. The outro, where are you, outro? I gotta find the outro. I'm rusty. When I don't do this all the time, I get really rusty. Hold on. Okay, I think this is it. We'll just do it. Okay, love you. Peace. Have a great day. You guys, I'm going to put you backstage and say goodnight here in a minute, okay? Just wait for me there. Okay. Bye, Marcel. Bye, Hellfire. Bye, Benny. And bye, me.